Morning everyone, today we're back with Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows by J.K. Rowling. Last time we finished at page 80 on paragraph 2. Let's continue. If we knew where any of the Horcruxes are, well, I'd agree with you, said Harry, who did not believe that Hermione really understood his desire to return to Godric Hollow. His parents' graves were only part of the attraction. He had a strong, though inexplicable feeling that the place held the answers for him. Perhaps it was simply because it was there that he had survived Voldemort's killing curse. Now that he was facing the challenge of repeating the feat, he was drawn to the place where it had happened, wanting to understand. Do you think there's a possibility that Voldemort's keeping a watch on Godric's Hollow? Hermione asked. He might accept you to go back and visit your parents' grave once you're free to go wherever you like. This had not occurred to Harry. While he struggled to find a counter-argument, Ron spoke up, evidently following his own trail of thought. "This R.A.B. person," he said. "You know, the one who stole the real locket." Hermione nodded. "He said in his note he was going to destroy it, isn't he?" Harry dragged his rucksack towards him and pulled out the fake Horcrux in the R.A.B.'s note was still in the folder. "I have stolen the Horcrux and intended to destroy it as soon as I can," Harry read out. "Well, what if he did finish it off?" said Ron. "Or she," imposed Hermione. "Whichever," said Ron. It's be one less for us to do." "Yes, but we're still going to have to try and trace the real locket, aren't we?" said Hermione. To find out whether or not it's destroyed. And once we get hold of it, how do you destroy a Horcrux?" asked Ron. "Well," said Hermione, I've got a researching that." "How?" asked Harry. "I didn't think there were any books on Horcruxes in the library." There weren't," said Hermione, who had turned pink. "Dumbledore removed them all, but he didn't destroy them." Ron sat up straight, wide-eyed. "How in the name of Merlin's pants have you managed to get your hands on those Horcrux books?" It wasn't stealing," said Hermione, looking from Harry to Ron with a kind of desperation. "They were still library books, even if Dumbledore had taken them off the shelves. Anyway, if he really didn't want anyone to get at them, I'm sure he would have made it much harder to get to the point," said Ron. "Well, it was easy," said Hermione in a small voice. I just did a summoning charm, Accio, and they zoomed out of Dumbledore's study window, right into the girls' dormitory. But when did you do this?" Harry asked, regarding Hermione with a mixture of admiration and incredulity. Just after his Dumbledore's funeral," said Hermione in an even smaller voice. "Right after we agreed we'd leave school and go look for Horcruxes. When I went back upstairs to get my things, it just occurred to me that the more we knew about them, the better it would be. And I was alone there, so I tried, and it worked. They flew straight in through the open window, and I packed them." She swallowed and then said imploringly, "I can't believe Dumbledore would have been angry. It's not as though we're going to use the information to make a Horcrux, is it?" "Can you hear us complaining?" Ron. "Where are these books anyway?" Hermione rummaged for a moment and then extracted from a large pile of large volume, bound in faded black leather. She looked a little nauseated and held it as gingerly as if it were something recently dead. "Well, this is the one that gives explicit instructions on how to make a Horcrux, Secrets of the Darkest Arts. It's a horrible book, really awful, full of evil magic. I wonder when Dumbledore removed it from the library if he didn't do it until he was headmaster. I bet Voldemort got all the instruction he needed from here." Why did he have to ask Slughorn how to make a Horcrux? Then, if he'd already read that, asked Ron, he only approached the Slughorn to find out what would happen if you split your soul into 7, said Harry. Dumbledore was sure Riddle already knew how to make Horcruxes by the time he asked the Slughorn about them. I think that you're right, Hermione, said Hermione. That could easily be constructed in a new way of making 6 of the Horcruxes and destroying 1. I remembered what Dumbledore had said about Voldemort moving beyond the usual evil. Isn't there any way of putting yourselves back together? Ron asked. Yes, said Hermione with a hollow smile, but it would be instructionally painful. Why? How do you do it? Harry asked. Remorse, said Hermione. You've got to really feel that you've done. There's footnote. Apparently the pain of it can destroy you, and you can't see Voldemort attempting to it somehow, can you? Well, we'll leave it here for today, guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye!